Black cat pastor dashing through pages. Chronicles, Gospels, prophets, sages. Leviticus, laws to pause, find phrases. Turning them corners, your spiritual mazes. Genesis to Revelation, so divine. Flip them scripts, endless grace you'll find. Psalms singing sweet, unbroken lines. Hitting that rhythm, wordplay refined. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? Wake up early, the dawn's light shimmers. Spiritual breakfast, soul food dinners. Isaiah's vision, Ezekiel's figures. Walk through the fire, no one limbers. Kings and judges, prophets profound. Plowing the word, no mythical ground. Verse after verse, wisdom's bound. Heavenly soundtrack, soul serving sound. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learning perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made of steel. Bethlehem birth to cross on the hill. Unfolding the next blessings, pastor with skill. Scripture flip, every verse fulfilled.
Through the word, every verse, every chapter, nothing unheard. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered. Spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ. Flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat, praising the message. Flat cap on point, teaching eternal lessons. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick. Virtual congregation, united in devotion. 1 year strong, a spiritual promotion. He's a life coach with divine instructions. Streaming holiness, no room for interruption. Flat cap changed the game, new pastoral fame. Virtual shepherd, he's embracing the mainframe. In the comments, affirmatives and amens. With each Goliath tackled, faith extends. Everybody in here blessed, I'm blessed, I'm blessed. 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 Digital pulpit, preaching like a pro. Followers grow as the faith overflow. Keyboard clicks, holy words they stick. Raining blessings down with a slick rhyme trick.
Black cat pastor dashing through pages. Chronicles, Gospels, prophets, sages. Leviticus, laws to pause, find phrases. Turning them corners, no spiritual mazes. Genesis to Revelation, so divine. Flip them scripts, endless grace you'll find. Psalms singing sweet, unbroken lines. Hitting that rhythm, wordplay refined. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? Wake up early, the dawn's light shimmers. Spiritual breakfast, soul food dinners. Isaiah's vision, Ezekiel's figures. Walk through the fire, no one limbers. Kings and judges, prophets profound. Plowing the word, no mythical ground. Verse after verse, wisdom's bound. Heavenly soundtrack, soul serving sound. Anybody in here blessed? Anybody in here blessed? Bible in 1 year, we don't rest. Anybody in here blessed? No shortcuts, all divine routes. Listen to the whispers, no room for doubt. Parables drop stronger than gold faucets. Souls hydrated from divine prophets. Study the book, change perspectives. Carefully crafted, not too subjective. A year to reflect, learning perfect. Patterns of grace that time can't deflect. Old Testament drops deep and so real. Kings and warriors, covenant seals. Split that Red Sea, divine reveal. Commandments written, not made of steel. Bethlehem birth to cross on the hill. Unfolding the never blessings, pastor with skill. Scripture flip, every verse fulfilled.
Through the word, every verse, every chapter, nothing unheard. Everybody in here blessed. I'm blessed. Everybody in here blessed. I'm blessed. Yo, online sermons, holy vibes delivered, spreading light, got the sinners reconsidered. Psalm to psalm, man's like a holy DJ, flipping through scripture, repping the Yahweh. Your emotes in the chat.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. All right, let me check my cam here. Do I need to move the angle, or did it zoom in on me? Sometimes it zooms in. Yeah, it zoomed in. There we go. I don't know. Sometimes whatever setting I leave it on, it reverts to another setting. I don't know why it does that. And it appears that Streamlabs is not connected today, so lurk in the chat's doing nothing. Let's see what we got for miles. Yeah, we're at 60 miles. 60.7. Your sword has lost its power. Oh no, what does that mean? Not Nick Cage. Welcome in, friend. Let's start the background music. Da-da-da-da. Can I hear it? Is it too quiet? Oh, there we go. I think it means the Streamlabs stuff. Well, Streamlabs is not connecting today for some reason, so I do not know why that is. So, yeah. Anyway, Stream Elements is, Streamlabs is not. I don't know if Mix It Up is. I got too many things. Got too many things, and half the time they don't work, which is another reason why I have more things, because they don't always all work. Okay, what else? Oh, that's what else I usually have. I'm like looking, what do I normally have over on that screen? That's what I normally have over there. Okay. All right, all right, all right. Bum, 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 bum. There are other ways. Oh, yeah, there definitely are. So, it's Torah Thursday. Yes, it's no longer Torah Tuesday. It's Torah Thursday. Chat's going to be hungry today. Yeah, that's it. No, you can't pass anything. I don't know why. Don't know why. Well, chapter verse is a different bot. Then Yehu brought the people together and said to them, Ahab served Baal a little. Yehu will serve him much. That's because he's some kind of Jehu over here. Okay. Focus. Oops, it slipped when I slid. There we go. Deuteronomy. Now summon all the prophets of Baal, all his ministers, and all his priests. See that no one is missing, because I am going to hold a great sacrifice for Baal. Anyone who fails to come will no longer live, but Yehu was acting deceptively in order to destroy the ministers of Baal. Yehu said, call an assembly in honor of Baal, so they proclaimed it. Radio, good morning. Led to burning, killing those inside. Yeah, I forgot about that. All right. There we go. A spot of tea. Spot of tea. We got English breakfast today. English breakfast. Okay, Roach, welcome in. Welcome in. Good to have you here. All right, so we're going to do Deuteronomy 32 today. Deuteronomy 32 is a strange section indeed. Could actually go there. I clicked on you. Could you actually? There we go. And 32. And wow. Just some delays there. I'm going to jump back to 31. I don't know why. Okay, so this is a song that Moses is teaching them. So this is a song. Have I reached the names yet? Genealogy. No, Deuteronomy 30 is not a genealogy. It's a song. And it also talks about the sons of God, talks about the nations. It is a really important passage in how we see and understand the whole Bible. Numbers 32:23, but if you fail to do this, you've sinned against the Lord, and you may be sure that your sin will find you out. Okay. I don't know what that passage is about. Come on. Look how long this is. This is a long section. Then Moses. Okay. And then there's a blessing in 33. Okay. So we got like 50 some verses of this song. But this is, so if you ever hear people talk about the Deuteronomy 32 worldview, this is a really important passage for looking at and understanding the way that God set up things to be overseen on earth from the heavenly realm perspective. And he, after the, well, at some point, and it's kind of attributed to after the Tower of Babel, he set up the nation so that each nation, because that's when the nations get established, is at the Tower of Babel. He set one of the sons of God to oversee those. They were supposed to lead them. They were supposed to point them to God. They were supposed to have them worship God. Instead, they end up saying, I want the praise and glory. We don't need to worship God. So all of the so-called gods in the Old Testament and into the New Testament are these beings who are divine or spiritual beings by nature. They are not God. They are not gods, but they claim to be gods, and people view them as gods, and they have some real power, and they have some knowledge, and as people do things for them, they are able to give to people, but they're after and out for themselves. So this is where that whole idea comes from. We, in some ways, overlook this. You probably, if you grew up in the church, don't hear about this a lot, because a lot of it is we just make the assumption there is only one God. There is, all these others are just things made by hand, so they weren't real. Well, there was a real entity behind the things that they were trying to reach. It wasn't a God, but it was a spiritual being. So that's the whole thing, and so I want you to know that going in, so as we read it and we stop and we talk about those things, you'll hopefully pick up on them a lot more. Okay. Listen, O heavens, and I will speak. Hear, O earth, the words of my mouth. My teachings will drop like rain. My sayings will drip like the dew, as the rain drops onto the grass and showers upon new growth. For I will proclaim the name of the Lord. You must acknowledge the greatness of our God. As for the rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are just. He is a reliable God who is never unjust. He is fair and upright. He's reliable. He's never unjust. He's fair. He's upright. Supersonic, I don't know if you do this on bike, but there is a way in general that does not show bot messages on stream. It's called !command. It doesn't hide in chat, but it does in chat, or maybe your chat view if it's too many bots. Maybe it's a filter to set by bot. Well, there is a command to, or a setting to hide commands. So when people type in the exclamation point to make a command, you can hide that, which on some of them I have set up to hide. But yeah, I know there's another thing like that to hide the bots. I'm not super worried about hiding the bots. Oh, it does hide in stream chat box? Yeah. His people have been unfaithful to him. They have not acted like his children. This is their sin. What is their sin? Not acting like his children. So if you are a child of God, you are going to act like a child of God. Let's just pick on an occupation of some kind. If you're a shepherd and you're growing up to become a shepherd, well then you're going to act like a shepherd by shepherding sheep. But if instead you don't shepherd the sheep and you let the wolf get them, and you don't protect the sheep and you don't care, you're not acting like the child of a shepherd. So acting in accordance with what it is like to be in that household. That would be the thing. So denying God, not acting like his children, that's what they're doing. They are perverse and a deceitful generation. Is this how you repay me, the Lord? Is this how you repay the Lord? You foolish, unwise people. Is he not your father, your creator? He has made you and established you. So God made you. He is your father. He is your creator, and he established you as a nation. Remember the Ancient of Days. Bear in mind the years of past generation. Ask your father, and he will inform you. Your elder, and they will tell you. When the Most High God gave the nations their inheritance. Okay, here's the section that's talking about it. He divided up humankind. He set the boundaries of the people according to the number of the heavenly assembly. I like that translation. Okay, the sons of man, the sons of Adam, is how some, the sons of, or divided up humankind according to the number of the heavenly assembly. The sons of Israel. The idea, perhaps, is that Israel was the center of Yahweh's. And okay, let's see, because it's the sons of God in some of the translations. So let's, or Hebrew. I think this might be the Greek, or maybe it's the other way around. Purpose of nations. He arrived at the distribution of how it said Israel. Israel. A Qumran fragment has sons of God. So Qumran is going to be older than the Masoretic text, while the LX reads angels of God, presupposing Bene Elohim, son of God, is doubtful the original reading. Oh, sorry. Sons of God is undoubtedly the original reading. The Masoretic text, the LXX have each interpreted it differently. Masoretic text assumes the expression sons of God refers to Israel. The LXX assumes the phrase refers to the angelic heavenly host. The phrase is also unattested in Ugaritic, which it refers to the high God El's divine assembly. Is attested. According to the latter view, which is reflected in the translation, the Lord delegated jurisdictions over the nations to his angelic host. We have examples in Daniel. While reserving for himself Israel, over whom he ruled directly. For a defense of this view, see Michael Heiser on Deuteronomy 32, the sons of God. Bibsac is an article or a publication that you can go look up stuff in there. So, Deuteronomy 32, God is distributing the nations as inheritance to the divine heavenly assembly for them to rule over. He then, after this, goes and chooses one man, Abraham, starts with them to create his own nation, not taking any of the previous nations that already exist. So that's what we have. I love when people use this quote, "You perverse and deceitful generation," like they're a prophet or something. Well, Jesus does use this quote as well in the time that he lived. And, oh, wait. Oh, that's right. That is the wrong thing there. Sorry, I was confused. I'm like, why is it showing me a commercial? Because it's on the other channel. Yeah, you perverse generation. Like, as long as there's humans, it is going to be a perverse and deceitful generation. There is. It's ongoing. It does not stop. Oh, when politicians do? Oh, radio, yeah, totally. Well, there's also a billboard by me, "As it was in the day of Noah, so it will be." Okay, so people will be eating and drinking and giving to marriage. That's what you mean? Yep, we're doing that. Okay, goody. What do you mean by that sign? For the Lord's allotment is his people. Jacob is a special possession. So, the LXX, the portion of his inheritance, Israel. The Lord's allotment is Jacob. The portion of his inheritance is Israel. While providing good parallelism, it destroys the fine chiastic structure. Allotment, his people. Jacob, inheritance. Okay. So, God divided up the nations according to the sons of God. Where are we going to get the number of the sons of God? That is going to be the table of nations in Genesis 11 with the Tower of Babel. So that's when we're going to have them divided up. We have the number there. Depending on how you read it, it's either 70 or 72. And then that's used in two different directions, I believe. Greek and Hebrew split over that. Luke goes in the direction of 72. The other Gospels go in the direction of 70. So, I don't know that it matters between the two of them. It's either the number of 7 totality times the number 10 of the commands of God to give you 70, or it is 12 from all of the tribes times 6 to get you to 72. So that's how you get it, and I don't think it makes a difference. Okay. The Lord found him in a desolate land, in an empty wasteland where the animals howl. He continually guarded him and taught him. He continually protected him, the pupil of his eye. Like an eagle that stirs up its nest, that hovers over its young. So the Lord spread out his wings and took him. He lifted him up on his pinions. So we have the, hey, Israel, you need to know the story of how your nation started. It started by God giving all of the nations to the heavenly host. And then he said, I'm going to start with one guy. I'm going to pick him up out of nowhere. I'm going to start with him. I'm going to protect him. I'm going to lift him up. He did nothing. God did it all. Hey, at least you don't live near End Times Ministries. Some of their ads are like, the world is ending. And that makes me giggle because, yes, we are in the end times, but we don't know when the time is truly to come. And it almost seems like they have figured out that special time. Well, they like to think that they have often. People come along saying they figured it out. And they shouldn't, because it says no one will know the day or the hour. Even the Son of Man doesn't know. So if Jesus doesn't know, and you think you do, I think you've been deceived. So maybe you shouldn't seek after that. Supersonic, were there people saved before Noah and the ark? Not just Cain and Abel, but Enoch as well? Hey, T West, welcome in. Yeah, Supersonic, there are. Well, we don't have a lot of stories before that, when those are going on. So, yeah, Enoch would be one of those who walked with God. Seth is going to be one of those. And then we just get a genealogy and we jump stories forward. So we jump from the fall and Cain to Enoch and then to the Tower of Babel. And then we go into Noah. So, yeah, I think there are, but I don't know that we're mentioning all of them. And then when we get to the time of Noah, Noah is the only one who is righteous in his generation. So, yeah, Enoch is one of them. I'd have to go back and read through genealogy and see how people are mentioned there. But we have Seth, who replaces Cain and Abel as the descendants of Adam and Eve. And then we have some of the family stuff going on between Cain's family and Seth's family going forward. Barely awake, but you're here. No. Sorry. Tower of Babel's after the Ark. The Genesis, sorry, if I misspoke the order there. They jump events is what I was trying to say. So we're jumping events until you get to Abraham. There's huge gaps in things, and you might have more genealogy than people who are talking about things. No, if I said that the wrong direction, I'm sorry. All right, we got ads coming in, everybody.
Flat cat pastor rocks his tweet, streaming life by the reeds. Fish pond calm and glassy clear, view it all right from here. Dapper man with Saxon hand plays tunes by his quiet land. Acoustic guitar in the breeze serenades the fish with ease. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cat pastor shows the way, stream it live come what may. With his cam he shows it all, little fish both big and small. Life in ponds so serene, nature's beauty on a screen. See the ripples, watch the flow, hear the music, gentle glow. Flat cap's charm and calming tone makes the fish feel right at home. Watch the fish, they swim along to the rhythm of his song. Flat cat pastor shows the way, stream it live come what may.
All right, we're back. Yeah, so if I misspoke in the order, it's Genesis 3 is the fall, Genesis 6 the angels come down and take human wives, and then there's corruption, and then we have the flood. Then Genesis 11 is the Tower of Babel, and then Abraham and his family come after that. I can't remember the passage. It's maybe Genesis 14. Maybe there's a little bit extra there. It might be sooner. I don't remember the timing of when Abraham starts. So, So this here, what he's doing is he's recounting the world being divided at the Tower of Babel, and then the selection of Abraham. That's what Moses is recounting here. Genesis 3 fall. I thought that would have been Genesis 1, Adam and Eve, or Genesis 2, Cain and Abel. Well, you have Genesis 1 and 2 is creation. So yeah, Adam and Eve are there, but the fall happens in Genesis 3. So you're not wrong. Adam and Eve are Genesis 1. So I'm saying Genesis, not generation. In case that's what's confusing you. So I'm just shortening Genesis 3, Genesis 6, Genesis 11. I'm not saying generation. So wrong abbreviation. We're talking different abbreviations. No cap for you. No cap for you. RCN, welcome in. Okay. The Lord spread out his wings. He lifted up by his pinion. The Lord alone was his guide. No foreign god was with him. He enabled him to travel over high terrain of the land, and he ate the produce of the fields. He provided honey for him from the cliffs, and olive oil from the hardest rock, butter from the herd, and milk from the flock, along with the fat of the lambs, rams, and goats of Bashan, along with the best of the kernels of wheat, and of the juice of the grapes, you drank wine. But Jeshurun became fat and kicked you, You got fat, thick, and stuffed. Okay, well, we have Jeshurun. You didn't hear the blurb? Well, none of the commands on Streamlabs are not working today, so I'm guessing blurb is not working as well, and maybe they need to get reconnected at some point. So for a man who wears a hat all the time, you have an amazing head of hair. Yeah, I don't wear a hat because I'm covering up. I wear a hat because hats are cool. It went through. Okay. You could use some hair on your head too. I do get that occasionally. It's why sometimes I like to have it up and have the bangs out so that people are like, oh yeah, you got hair. Okay, Jeshurun. To make the continuity of the referent clear, some English translations substitute Jacob here, while others replace Jeshurun with Israel, the Lord's people. Jeshurun is a term of affection derived from the Hebrew yashar, be upright, where it speaks of Israel in an ideal situation with its uprightness due more to God's help than his own effort. Well, that's cool. RCN. So you get this Monday to experience that also dignifying diagnostic medical procedure known as a colonoscopy. Well, I hope yours goes better than mine. They gave me the medication for sedation and then started the procedure and said, oh, hey, you're still awake. And I said, yes, I am. And they're like, do you want us to continue or do you want us to stop? I'm like, I'm here. Just keep going. So yeah. I hope yours goes well, friend. The results of mine were all good, but the procedure, it was a fail. It was a fail. I nearly passed out when they drew blood or did something to begin with, which I normally don't, but I did that. Then the medication did not set in well. Yeah, it was not good. Not good at all. Okay, so Jeshurun is a term of endearment for the one who is upright. But Jeshurun, the one who was upright. Let's go look that up. So Deuteronomy 32. $15.
Strong's H 3484.
Yeah, just upright one.
Yesharun.
From Yeshar,
Strong's H 3474.
to be right, to be straight, to be upright.
Yasher. Yasher.
But the upright one became fat and kicked. You got fat, thick, and stuffed. Then he deserted the God who made him and treated the rock who saved him with contempt. They made him jealous with other gods, with strange things. The Vulgate actually supplies deus God. Timer's up. Ba-da-bum-bum. I also think I did not up the number that you need to do those since Streamiversary. I might need to change those at some point. I reduced a lot of things for Streamiversary, but oh well. Okay, so they made him jealous with other gods. So they have to, like, let me put it this way. If somebody has an imaginary friend that they spend a lot of time with and they are your best friend, are you going to be jealous of an imaginary friend? No, they're not real. They're not real. If someone and they're a good friend, I don't care which way it is, you know them in person, you know them online. You spend you talk to each other every day. Suddenly they have another friend that they're spending all that time with, and now they ain't got time for you. Are you going to be jealous of the new friend? You betcha. Why? Because they have supplanted your relationship. So you don't get jealous of something that doesn't exist, okay? And also, this actually is a word, zealous would be another translation of jealous. So he has zeal for himself. So he has zeal because you have given your relationship to someone else. They enraged him when their abhorrent idols they sacrificed to demons, not gods. Okay, so here's another way of describing them. Let me see what we have in 17. What is the word for demon? Said. Oh, shade. Oh, that's right.
Strong's
Shade.
7700.
A demon.
Shade.
A devil. It's used twice. Oh, where's the other verse? Oh, it's Psalms. It's used here, and then it's used in Psalms. They sacrificed their sons and daughters unto shades, unto the demons, unto the devils. So here is the shud, primitive root, ruin, spoil, disaster, devastate, waste. It's used once. Okay, that wasn't helpful. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. To gods they had not known. Okay, what do we have in the second part there? We have two gods. Eloha. So that's just the word for God. Okay. To gods they had not known. To new gods who had recently come along. Gods your ancestors had not known. So if it's saying gods, new gods, gods of ancestors, are they nothing and imaginary? No. It's not just one day people got up and said, this is going to be really funny. I believe this here is a god. It's a nice button. It says, that I'm riding in 2025 for the Global Cycle Challenge. I'm going to worship this. I think it's got power, and it will grant me the ability to ride fast. Because it says rider on there. Yeah, that's the ticket. No, people aren't dumb. They're not worshiping things if those things do not in some way have influence or power to be able to grant them. So they are spiritual beings that in some way do have the ability to fool people or actually give people knowledge, or fool people or actually give them power at times. Doesn't mean that they're good at it. It's counterfeit. It's not God, but they are spiritual beings who have some ability to do that. Flat Cap is like Superman when it comes to speed and returning to his cap faster than a speeding bullet. Omega. I think another example could be what takes away your attention from someone, like video games or the phone. True. That can be. Here I was trying to give an example of relationship, because you're serving something else. You're in relationship to another being versus being in relationship with God. So yeah, I could be upset that you're spending your time with something instead of me, but it doesn't mean it supplants our relationship. The another person supplants a relationship. An imaginary friend doesn't. So, you forgot the rock who fathered you, and put out of your mind the God who gave you birth. But the Lord took note and despised them, because his sons and daughters had enraged him. He said, I will reject them. I will see what will happen to them, for they are a perverse generation, children who show no loyalty. They have made me jealous with false gods, with what is not a god or non-deity. Enraged me with their worthless gods, empty things. Futile laments, absolutely futile. False gods, futility. Hevel. Let's go look that up. Is that Hevel? 21. That's what it looks like it's trying to tell me. Hevel, with their vanities. They provoked their anger with me to their vanities. Is this the first use of Hevel?
Strong's H, 1892. Hevel.
It is. This is the first use of it. Super cool. Ecclesiastes takes up that mantle. We just finished Ecclesiastes. I wonder if part of it is pulling on this thread here. I've not seen this before. If they are pursuing other gods, worthless gods, things that are not as good as God, not going to bless like God does, going to give you things that seemingly are better. Oh, with their worthless, their futile. It could have just said they're worthless activities. You have less work to do as a mod? Why? I didn't put the, oh yeah. If the words isn't working, then you have less work. Yeah, commands are not working today. I don't know why. So I will make them jealous with a people they do not recognize, with a nation slow to learn. I will enrage them. So God is going to make his people jealous. They make me jealous with false gods. I will turn this around on them. For a fire has been kindled by my anger, and it burns to lowest Sheol. It consumes the earth and its produce. It ignites the foundations of the mountains. I will increase their disaster. I will use my arrows on them. They will be starved by famine, eaten by plagues, and bitterly stung. Okay, so famine, plague, and pests. I will send the teeth of wild animals against them, along with the poison of creatures that crawl in the dust. The sword will make people childless outside and terror will do so inside. They will destroy both the young man and the virgin, the infant and the gray-haired man. I said, I want to cut them in pieces. I want to make people forget they ever existed. But I fear the reaction of their enemies, for their adversaries would misunderstand and say, our power is great. The Lord has not done all this. Okay, so if you're not catching this piece, this is summarizing when the golden calf happens and they're rebelling and God is wanting to destroy them all. And then he is relenting from that. And now it's not putting in there the part of Moses telling him or convincing him to do that. He's just restating the truth of that. Morning, I'm watching. I hope you're doing well this week. Haven't seen you much. Hope everything's all right. You've just been trying to catch up on some rest. They are a nation devoid of wisdom, and there is no understanding among them. I wish that they were wise and could understand this, and that they could comprehend what will happen to them. How can one man chase 1,000 of them, and two pursue 10,000, unless the rock has delivered them up, and the Lord has handed them over? Okay, so you were seriously outnumbered. You were able to accomplish things that people can't do. Why can't you realize it wasn't you? For our enemies, rock is not like our enemy's rock. This is what sometimes throws my brain off when they put the footnote in between words. I pause like it's a comma. For our enemy's rock is not like our rock, as even our enemies concede. For their vine is from the stock of Sodom and from the field of Gomorrah. Their grapes contain venom. Their clusters of grapes are bitter. Their wine is snake's poison, the deadly venom of cobras. Is this not stored up for me? Says the Lord. Is it not sealed up in my storehouses? I will get revenge and pay them back. At the time their foot slips, for the day of their disaster is near, and their impending doom is rushing upon them. Yeah, your early mornings were a bit of a challenge to start up, but you think you're good now? Yeah. Well, and you know what? I don't mind when people aren't here because they got to take care of themselves. You should. You should. And when you are here, I appreciate you, whether you're commenting, lurking, and working, or whatever you're doing. Artsy Bible Nerd, welcome in. First call of the day, and it's a serious problem. Oh no, sorry to hear that. If you put the @ in front of everybody, it will understand what you need. You have to have the @ to make it work. That'll make it a valid target. The Lord will judge his people and will change his plans concerning his servant. What? Translation understands the verb be grieved, relent, repent, will change his mind. Okay. When he sees that their power has disappeared and that no one is left, whether confined or set free. Really? Why is it not working? I mean, the other commands aren't working. This one's at least doing something. I don't know. I thought that usually worked. The woes of the IT profession, yeah. And no one is left, whether set free or confined. So God is going to go until everyone is like, we got no power left. We can't do anything. There's no way that we can restore ourselves to power. We're toast. Then God will. Then will God raise up. He will say, where are their gods? The rock in whom they sought security, who ate the best of their sacrifices and drank the wine of their drink offerings. Let them rise and help you. Let them be your refuge. See now that indeed I am he, says the Lord, and there is no other gods besides me. You see, there are no other gods besides me. This is why we just diminish and say that all those things weren't actual gods and all of that. Yeah, commands are not working today. Don't know why. I kill and give life. I smash and I heal. And none can resist my power. For I raise up my hand to heaven and say, as surely as I live forever, I will sharpen my lightning-like sword, and my hand will grasp hold of the weapon of judgment. I will execute vengeance on my foe and repay those who hate me. Okay, what do we have here in the hate? The Hebrew word sane, hate, is the covenant. Context speaks of those who reject Yahweh's covenant overtures, that is, disobey the stipulations. No foods are available in stream or shoutouts or word counts. We have an yeah. You just got bot night working after weeks without it being available. Oh. It was as simple as leaving the server and coming back, then unmodding the chat bot and modding again. Yeah, I was thinking it's a server connection thing, but I hadn't thought about unmodding and modding again. But it just happened today, so I haven't even had time to look at it. I will make my arrows drunk with blood, and my sword will devour flesh, the blood of the slaughtered and captured, the chief of my enemies' leaders. Cry out, O nations, with his people, for he will avenge his servants' blood. He will take vengeance against his enemies, and he will make atonement for his land and his people. This is a really interesting song. It's, hey, God made Jacob. He picked Jacob. You are of Jacob. Your ancestors done messed up, Aaron. And this is what he'll do when you mess up again. Learn this song, sing this song, terrify your children with this song so that they will seek and follow God only. But apparently, no. Apparently, no. That Comfy Hobbit, hi! Hey, Comfy Hobbit, welcome in. Thank you for the sub! Appreciate that. So when you hear people talking about the gods of the nations, and they talk about referring to Deuteronomy 32 worldview, this is where it's coming from. It's reading about all these other gods, how God distributed, and then I think it's Psalm 101. Anyway, there's a psalm that talks about the same kind of language. When God divided up the nations, he gave them to the sons of God. He divided them. They were supposed to control them. They were supposed to oversee them. They were supposed to be his regents to help them know what they needed to do and point to God. Instead, they just end up getting worship. Now, I don't know how that process happened, if they're trying to point people to God initially, and then people keep worshiping them, like you see when Paul and Silas do miracles and the people want to worship them, and they're like, no, you got to worship God, and they're like, well, then we don't want to, then we're going to kill you. So maybe it's one of those kinds of things, and they just gave in. Or maybe they wanted power. Depends on how you want to view the things, but it doesn't matter. God divided that way, and then he started over with his own. And then his own are tempted by the gods who are not the true God. Okay. Then Moses went with Joshua, son of Nun, and recited all the words of this song to the people. So we just had it, and now he's going to sing this song. When Moses finished reciting all these words to all of Israel, he said to them, keep in mind all the words I am solemnly proclaiming to you today. You must command your children to observe carefully all the words of this law. So, not only the song, but everything that we just read in the previous 31 chapters. For this is no idle word for you. It is your life. By this word, you will live a long time in the land you are about to cross Jordan and possess. So, you want to know how you keep the land? Here's how you keep the land. God is giving it to you. You are not taking it. God is handing it over to you. It is for you, but you need to be for God. Then the Lord said to Moses that same day, go up to this Abarim hill country. Go up to this Arabim hill country to Mount Nebo, which is in the land of Moab opposite Jericho, and look at the land of Canaan that I am giving to the Israelites as a possession. Yeah, it just depends on what the bot is, where the commands are. It's a high plateau. Okay. You will die on the mountain that you ascend and join your deceased ancestors, just as Aaron, your brother, died on Mount Hor and joined his deceased ancestors. For you both rebelled against me among the Israelites at the waters of Meribah, Kadesh, in the wilderness of Zin, when you did not show proper respect among the Israelites. The plural you in the Hebrew text suggests Moses and Aaron were both in view here, since both had rebelled at some point or other, if not at Karaboth, then elsewhere. Well, also, Aaron also is inclined to be rebelling there because he doesn't stand up to Moses. So he's going right along with it. Excuse me, I have to sneeze. Okay. So at the beginning of Deuteronomy, Moses is complaining. It's all your fault, everybody. It's all your fault. I don't get into the land. I don't get to go into the land. I don't get to go into the land. I don't get to go into the land. Now he just had a warning against them, and now we have, after the warning about what will happen to them, there are the consequences for Moses of what he did wrong. So, Moses doesn't get forgiven. Moses doesn't get to go into the land. Maybe we should pay attention to what Moses' warnings were. Hello, McFly? Anybody? This is the blessing Moses, the man of God, pronounced upon the Israelites before his death. So we have the warning, and then we have the blessing. Okay, we're going to have ads coming in, so let's go to ads, and then we will come back and read the blessing.
Ministry. You also know what it means to be a gamer, and you know what it means to try to share Jesus in that space. I mean, you're doing it. You're in the lobbies, you're on Discord, you're in game chats, you're trying to be encouraging in your live stream chat, you're trying to bring hope into that stream. You're praying for the person behind the handle. Gaming might be the medium, but discipleship is the true mission, and you feel like you're doing this by yourself. But imagine you weren't doing it alone. You've got backup. Imagine you were equipped and resourced and linked with others who know that discipleship can happen where you're at, where other players are gathering. Imagine that your passion is coordinated. You can have fun and be intentional on your streams. What if there was a summit built just for you, for digital missionaries in the gaming world? What if you were not just playing together, but you were actually building the kingdom together? That is DMCon, a digital space for gamers who disciple and disciples who game. If you've ever questioned whether games could be sacred ground, this is your confirmation. The digital spaces you inhabit can become communities of belonging, healing, and gospel transformation. Jesus is already in the game. Let's discover where together. You're not alone. Come and see who else is with you right now. Register for DMCon today.
Welcome to the final countdown to ReachConf 2025. You better be grabbing your tickets as soon as possible. For the gamers, the video game building has over 10 TV and console combination stations with Smash tourneys. VR folks are going to have a Beat Saber tourney. There's going to be PC and game demos, arcade machines that are all free to play, a retro arcade, and an optional bring your own computer PC LAN for the PC folks. For the tabletop gamers, there's going to be a 50-person mega Dungeons and Dragons one-shot. Lots of tabletop space for all of the board games, and there's going to be room for the trading card gamers. If you want to bring your Magic cards, bring your Pokemon cards, battle it out. Let's go. We're calling all the cosplayers in the group also. There's going to be a 360-degree photo shoot, a daily team shoot, and daily winners. And beyond that, there's going to be awesome game shows that the audience can be called in to win real prizes, content creator training events, industry talks, and more. So make sure you get your tickets to ReachConf 2025 today.
All right. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. So we're not going to go all the way until 10 o'clock today with reading the Bible. We are going to jump off here at some point, and I'm going to ride my bike because the only chance I have to ride is if I do it and overlap with my morning stream. Otherwise, I have like a half an hour gap between anything that I have on my schedule for today. Meetings with people, stream later tonight, 6 to 8 o'clock. It's popping up over there on the Church Digital. Like, my day is as packed as it can be. So we're going to ride here in maybe 20 minutes to half an hour. That's what we'll be doing. So just letting you know in advance. On Tuesdays and Thursdays are always tight. Yeah. My Tuesdays aren't always. Sometimes they are. Yesterday was supposed to be, and yeah, for you. Yeah, I got what you mean. My Wednesdays are usually, and my Wednesday yesterday was going to be super packed. And the person that I needed to, one of the people I was going to meet with, that was an hour drive and an hour or two with them and an hour back, canceled. So that freed up lots of time for me yesterday, which is great because I got some work done. Okay, let's jump back into Deuteronomy 33. We got 33 and 34. I don't know if we can finish today in half an hour, but we'll try. Yeah, your Wednesdays are more full than usually, but you usually have an hour or two. You've run out of projects, and so now you're just sitting here waiting for more stuff to do. I would enjoy that, but my rush of things is going to run all the way through November, and then I will have vacation in November, and December should be a relaxed time, I hope. But we shall see. I might end up doing a lot of pulpit supply. Who knows? Okay. This is a blessing Moses pronounced on the people of Israel. He said, "The Lord came to Sinai and revealed himself to Israel from Seir. He appeared in splendor from Mount Paran and came forth with 10,000 holy ones." With slight alteration, the translation would be from Meribah Kadesh. However, the language of holy war in the immediate context favors the reading of the Masoretic text, which views the Lord as accompanied by angelic host. Okay. With his right hand, he gave a fiery law to them. Surely he loves the people, all his holy ones. All are in your power, and they sit at your feet. Each received your words. Moses delivered to us a law, an inheritance for the assembly of Jacob. The Lord was king over Jeshurun. When the leaders of the people assembled, the tribes of Israel together, may Reuben live and not die, and may his people multiply. And this is the blessing to Judah, he said. Listen, O Lord, to Judah's voice, and bring him to his people. May his power be great, and may he help him against his foes. Of Levi, he said, your Thummim and Urim belong to your godly one, whose authority you challenged at Massah, and with whom you argued at the waters of Meribah. He said to your father and mother, I have not seen him. And he did not acknowledge his own brothers or know his own children, for they kept your word and guarded your covenant. They will teach Jacob your ordinances and Israel your law. They will offer incense as a pleasant odor and a whole offering on your altar. Bless, O Lord, his gifts or his goods, and be pleased with his efforts. Undercut the legs of any who would attack him, and for those who hate him, so that they cannot stand. Look at how long Levi gets. Like Reuben, meh, Judah, and Levi. Ooh, lots of stuff. Radio. At this point, you're waiting for this meeting with your wife's boss and her husband because they want to hire you to facilitate a podcast for school. Please pray for that because you're extremely nervous about it. Dude, that's awesome. Facilitating a podcast. Yeah, I have a friend down the road. I just was on his podcast. As soon as it gets published, I will be sharing it. So I did that Tuesday, I ran and did a in-person podcast, which usually I'm just streaming my own podcast. So, and I will be on the Church Digital, not my own, the Church Digital on Twitch podcast, but I will be on with Jeff Reed, his podcast for the Church Digital. So, okay. Of Benjamin, he said, the beloved of the Lord will live safely with him. He protects him at all times, and the Lord places him on his chest. Aww. He's going to be close to his chest, Benjamin is. Of Joseph, he said, may the Lord bless his land with the harvest produced by the sky, by the dew, and by the depths of crouching beneath. With the harvest produced by the daylight and by the moonlight, with the best of the ancient mountains, and the harvest produced by the aged old hills, with the harvest of the earth in its fullness, with the harvest, and the pleasure of him resides in the burning bush. May blessing rest on Joseph's head and on the top of the head of the one set apart from his brothers. May the firstborn of his bull bring him honor, and may his horns are usually a symbol of power or kings, be those of a wild ox. With them may he gore all peoples, as all the far reaches of the earth. They are the 10,000 of Ephraim, and they are the 1,000 of Manasseh. Look at how long Joseph gets there. This is adorable. That image is so sweet, isn't it? You just saw a baby lying thrusting on the father's chest as he dozes off. Oh yeah, man, I remember those days where that would happen. You're just laying there, your kid falls asleep, and you're in the chair, and then you fall asleep. That's fun. Of Zebulun, he says, rejoice, Zebulun, when you go outside. And Issachar, when you are in your tent. So Zebulun, hey, have fun outdoors. Issachar, go to your tents. That's it. That's what you get. They will summon peoples to the mountain. There they will sacrifice proper sacrifices, for they will enjoy the abundance of the sea and the hidden treasures of the shore. Of Gad, he said, blessed be the one who enlarges Gad like a lioness. He will dwell. He will tear at the arm, indeed a scalp. He will select the best part. Misleading that play, hopefully. He will select the best part of himself, for the portion of the ruler is set aside there. He came with the leaders of the people. He obeyed the righteous laws of the Lord and his ordinances with Israel. Of Dan, he said, Dan's a lion's cub. He will leap forth from Bashan. Like, Dan, you're a wimp. You have potential, but you ain't all that and a bag of chips. Radio, that's awesome. The thing is that they don't really have a digital footprint other than like a Facebook page for families of the school, and the school is only found by word of mouth. So You've set up a two-faced project for them, and that's what makes you nervous because her boss is really gung-ho about the podcast. So I'm not sure how she's going to take your suggestion that we start doing more social media posts before starting the podcast. Okay. And I don't know what the content of the podcast is, but if you start to get the parents to listen to the podcast and then they share it, that's a good way to get word of mouth out too. So, Josh C needs caffeine. Stayed up late, watched the animated King of Kings last night. Great movie. Josh, welcome in. Of Naphtali, he said, "Oh, Naphtali, overflowing with favor and full of the Lord's blessing, possesses the west and the south." Okay. Of Asher, he said, "Asher is blessed with children. May he be favored by his brothers, and may he dip his foot in olive oil. The bars of your gates will be made of iron and bronze, and may you have a lifelong strength. There is no one like God, O Jeshurun, who rides through the skies to help you on the clouds of majesty." Oh, okay. The cloud rider image that Jesus has, this also happens in Ezekiel, but Jesus returning in the clouds, this is what God is said to do in the Old Testament. So Jesus on the clouds in majesty is taking on the persona of what God was said in the Old Testament there. Excuse me, gotta sneeze again. Woo! What would you do if not flat caps? Top hat, sombrero, cowboy hats, party hats, others. It'd be a top hat. You need to go over your proposal again? That might not be a bad idea. Yeah, my idea might fit into it. It might not. I'm just saying is sometimes word of mouth is actually better than campaigns. So no shouting to have campaign. I'm watching to radio. I can think of a couple Christian initiatives on this platform that would benefit from that thinking and from having in place who are able to excellently navigate that and teach others to do it as well. It's North Hill Live. Did I miss North Hill? Oh, there it is. North Hill came in with the coffee. I missed it. Welcome in, friend. A spot of tea. Spot of tea. English breakfast today. And it is decaf, so no caffeine here for me. Okay. The everlasting God is a refuge, and underneath you are his eternal arms. He has driven out enemies before you, and he has, has said, destroy! Israel lives in safety. The fountain of Jacob is quite secure. In the land of grain and new wine, indeed, its heavens rain down dew. You have joy, Israel, who is like you. You are a people delivered by God, your protective shield and your exalted sword. May your enemies cringe before you. May you trample on their backs. Uncaffeinated coffee and tea is a lie. Perhaps. Bible joke. Okay. Why was it more expensive for Moses on Mount Sinai than it was by the Red Sea? Why was it more expensive for Moses on Mount Sinai than it was by the Red Sea? Okay, while you're thinking of that, I'm going to give you the next two because they're both Bible names. Which book of the Bible contains an insect? Which book of the Bible contains an insect? Which book of the Bible contains a fruit? Because he was a little prophet? No, not the answer we're looking for. All right, we're in Deuteronomy 34. We're going to try to finish Deuteronomy today, and once we do, we're going to go for a bike ride. Oh, I know. I understood profit and profit. Yeah, you didn't confuse me. The amount. It's why did things cost more? So profit is what you make. That would be like, why did he sell them more for more so he could make more profit? But it's okay. So you can answer that. I'll keep reading. Then Moses ascended from the... Ask the joke again, please. Okay. Why was it more expensive for Moses on Mount Sinai than by the Red Sea? Radio. Frankly, it's not even a campaign. It's more of a, hey, we need to get more word out about the school with things like short fire interviews with students, parents, and alumni testimony, field trips, etc. Yeah, that's a good plan. If you can hit parents, students, and alumni field trips. Good thoughts there, radio. Joshy, prayers when you can, please. Money is tight, and we're trying to get the power company to not disconnect our electricity. You can't get an answer out. Yeah. Josh, I don't know where you live, but there is in the U.S. a dial 211, and it will give you local charities in your area that will help with whatever you need. So if it is with the power, then it will be those that deal with utilities. So they will tell you if there is a place in your area that helps with utilities that might be able to help you out there. Also, so depending on your power company, sometimes they will work with you if you tell them circumstances. They'll do things instead of turning it off. If you don't contact them, they won't. You also might be able to go to local church who might be able to help with those things. I've lived in areas where we did that as a ministerial association. I've lived in other areas we didn't have that. It just depends on what you have. So yeah, let's go ahead and pray. Josh, God, we are praying for Josh for utilities to not be disconnected, for you to just provide a way to take care of his needs, for assistance to come along, for money to be able to meet all of his needs. We know that you can bless and you do bless. And so we're praying for Josh and his needs, lifting him up and asking you to pour out your mercy, grace, and love upon him in this situation. We're praying for radio as well, who has a meeting. May you guide that meeting. May you open their hearts and minds to understand the purpose and the goal and the hope. And may it be productive and may it be effective. And may you just bless the school and its ability to grow and share and teach. Be with radio and anything that needs to get changed or adapted or in the way it needs to be approached. May you just give guidance and discernment and confidence to speak boldly. We just pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. Yeah, you only know of food banks. Yeah. So it like 211 will link you. So you like your phone number or your zip code, it will tell you what's in your area if you dial 211. Okay, so we'll finish the first joke here, but I'll give you time on the other. So why was it more expensive for Moses on Mount Sinai than it was by the Red Sea? Everything is higher in the mountains. Everything is higher in the mountains. Oh, wait. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Okay, the other two are which book of the Bible contains an insect and which book of the Bible contains a fruit. I'll let those go for a while. Which has a fruit, which has an insect, and we'll keep reading. Then Moses ascended from the Rift Valley plains of Moab to Mount Nebo, to the summit of Pisgah, which is opposite Jericho. The Lord showed him the whole land, Gilead to Dan, and all of Naphtali, and the land of Ephraim and Manasseh, all the land of Judah as far as the distant sea, the Negev, and the plain of the valley of Jericho, the city of date palms as far as Zoar. Then the Lord said to him, This is the land I promised to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, where I said I will give it to your descendants. I have let you see it, but you will not cross over there. So Moses, the servant of the Lord, died there in the land of Moab, as the Lord had said. He buried him in the valley of the land of Moab near Beth Peor. But no one knows his exact burial place to this very day. Why? Because God buried him. That's what it says. Come on, why does it do this to me sometimes? Like, it will not click on the footnote. They buried him in the LXX. Okay, so they're trying to solve it by they. Moses was 120 years old when he died, but his eyes were not dull, nor had his vitality departed. The Israelites mourned for Moses in the Rift Valley plain of Moab for 30 days. Why is it doing this to me? I'm trying to highlight. There we go. 30 days. Then the days of mourning for Moses ended. Yeah, your oldest daughter has a nebulizer. She's trying to get to the doctor to fax them. Ooh. Yep, a month. A month. Now Joshua, son of Nun, was full of the spirit of wisdom, for Moses has placed his hands on him. And what? Yes, placed his hands on him. And the Israelites listened to him and did just what the Lord had commanded Moses. No prophet ever again arose in Israel like Moses, who knew the Lord face to face. He did all the signs and wonders the Lord had sent him to do in the land of Egypt to Pharaoh, all his servants, and the whole land. And he displayed great power and awesome might in view of all Israel. There we go. We finished Deuteronomy. So, oh, actually, I should put 34 here. Imagine being 120 these days and still not feeling old. I think it's possible to do that within my lifetime. I do. I'm not even halfway to 120 BT dubs. My plan is to live to 130 and die on Easter morning. That's my schedule. We'll see what God has in store, but that's my plan. Let's see if I can carry it out. My wife laughs at me whenever I say that. All right, we finished Deuteronomy. Ta-da-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. So, which book of the Bible contains an insect? Which book of the Bible contains an insect? I'm going to type this for you. Why 130? Oh, good question. Because you retire at age 65. So at 130, my retirement will retire. That's my logic there. I want to collect Social Security for 65 years, and then it can retire. That's my plan. Why Easter? I just think it would be cool to die on resurrection morning. That's why Easter, because Jesus arose on that day, and resurrection is possible because of Easter. So to me, to die on Easter morning would be pretty cool. It'd be pretty cool. All right, here's the answer for what insect is in the Bible. Then you would miss Easter. Well, I didn't say what time Easter morning. I could be at the worship service. I could be after the worship service. It's still morning. It's still morning. So, what insect is in the Bible? T-moth-e. T-moth-e. Yeah. Well, 65, yeah. Social Security would get back at him. Yes, okay. The next one, which Bible contains a fruit? Which Bible contains a fruit? Now that you know the answer to the first one, you will figure out the answer to the second one, hopefully. Okay, and I'll show you the picture there. There's the picture of Moses. Why, it's Fee Lemon. Fee Lemon is the book of the Bible. Ba-dum-bum. All right, everybody. Let me get... I got to get this set up for streaming. Oh, it's over here. By the way, riding for kids cancer. Riding for kids with cancer. That one hurt. Josh, you gonna lurk? Gotta get some dishes washed so doesn't look like the hoarder's house. Yeah. I will need to grab my coat. I think it's probably still chilly outside. And I will need to switch glasses before I go. So happy for fall coming? Yeah. I am, but I'm not happy for what happens after fall. So yeah, fall is here. This is going to be fun. All right, I wear a band on an ID band around my wrist so that if something should happen, I have ID that way. It's called road ID. It's always a good idea to have that. Now let me get this up and going. And I did break the gimbal. Is it gimbal? Yeah, I think so. I broke the gimbal, so it does not work. I need to try to see if I can get it repaired, or else I'll try to repair it myself. So I broke that yesterday when we were streaming. So this may not be as good of a gimbal. That's what I meant. Gimbal. Thank you on that. I don't know why I'm saying gimbal. Gimbal. All right, and I do not have this on screen yet. I need to put the IRL there. Actually, I need to get a bike on screen yet. I need to put the IRL there. Actually, I need to get a bike. There's my notes, everybody. All right, so look at there's my notes. We will be. Oh, okay. I need to change that. All right, the thing I looked at this. There we go. Okay. So far I have ridden 60.7 miles. We will be riding today. So far I don't know how far we'll get today. 60.7 miles. We will be riding today. We have roughly an hour. Today. Little over an hour ride is what we'll get in. So you have an Osmo 7P, best investments you made this year. Yeah, and I just got mine and I broke it. I broke the base where you screw it on. So I had it mounted on the bike and I broke screwed on there. And then that caused problems. So I had it mounted on the bike. Okay, this is going to pixelate a little bit while I go and get moving to things. But I'm going to mute this mic a little bit while I go and get moving to things. But I'm going to mute this mic and we're going to go head to the bicycle outside. Get mounted up and get ready to go. Echo, yes. I had two mics going. That would be why the echo. Should be good now. As soon as I move, it'll be better. I'll leave my tea here and I'll go get my water bottle. Oh, and I need to switch glasses. Streaming glasses will not work for riding the bicycle. Thank you, all you lurkers, and thank you for those riding along. Ooh, yes, I'm walking through the dark. Doesn't it look creepy? I got eyes staring at you, staring back at you. These glasses have a red glare on the, or red covering, so that's hence the the glare there. Oh, you know what I'm gonna have? Oh, I did not do this right. Okay, I'm gonna have to unplug my microphone a second. Give me a minute. Let me get my coat. I have to take the cover. I have to take the cover off in order to Thank you for the follow, Iron Bison. Oh wait, hang on a second. Let me go check what the stream says, because I do want to make sure people looking for it know that the stream is the cycling. So I have the title changed, but I didn't put it start. Let me do that. Change categories to IRL. All right, there, stream info is updated. Mama Bricks, welcome in. Yeah, exactly. HP level up. That's what I'm working on. Here's my water. I don't think I have one on the bike already, but we'll grab it anyway. Oh, I need to start the Strava to track my ride. Otherwise, we won't get credit for it. So give me a second on that. All right, we're started. So let me flip this around. So there's the mount. I do have the mount for the gimbal, but now I broke it. So there's my bike. I don't usually show you the bike. Let me turn my light on in the back so people are aware that I'm on the road. Might need a little adjusting. You know what? No, I couldn't do that either. Sorry, thinking out loud here. This is going to be harder to read than the other ones. So we'll see how we do. Oh, you know what? I need to air up my tire before I go. I remembered that yesterday we had that issue. Let me do that real quick. So hopefully this doesn't blow your ears out. I'm gonna turn it on the pump a second. No, it's fine. Okay. All right, so if you've never seen a road bike, you need to put this on in order to be able to put air in it. So that goes over the stem, which is different than your regular bike. So, where's this? If it hadn't already mounted the camera, I could have showed you, but I'm not gonna undo that. Not today. Oops. Road bikes don't have kickstands, so you lean it against something and you knock it over. There we go, 100 PSI. And yes, I have more bikes, if you can see those. Not gonna worry about the front tire. I think we're good. I'll do that later. I want to get on the road. 5 bikes? Well, let's flip it around and see how many bikes we have. My gravel bike on the wall, a bike, couple of girls' bikes, my mountain bike over there, my wife's bike, and then my old school bikes that I love. Oh man, that one looks like the tires needs to get aired up. Haven't ridden that one this year. All right, I'm gonna need to brighten the screen. That might help me be able to read. There we go. You vote for a lawnmower ride for a final day of this event. Oh, it's a little chilly. It's not bad though. And I will not be able to change the camera angle. I think I might need to switch my 2 mounts around so that I can use the handlebars. No, it doesn't change while I'm riding. The tracker only accumulates rides that I have completed. So it tells us what I started at for today. That's what I start. I'm starting at 60. So that's averaging 20 a day, even though 40 of it was the first day. I believe I need to average 16 over the month to get to 500.
The wind is picking up. Cold. Cucumbers and eggs there on the stand. All right, we gotta zip our coat up. Woo! Sorry, I bumped the camera. Ah, that's better. That was cold. Check the flag when we get up here. I might be facing the wind. Maybe it's blowing off of the, or blowing towards the lake. That'd be good if it was. I debated wearing my fingered gloves instead of my fingerless. Fingered would have been a good choice today. Oh, we got a bunch of birds flying in the field, but no way I can turn the cam to point to them. Got a farm stand here. See, what do they have? They got tomatoes there. Nice. Now, I'm not sure why this app, the IRL, does not let me do vertical. It only lets me do horizontal landscape versus portrait. Oh, okay, so the wind is coming off the lake. But it looks like it's out of the north. That means we might get a little bit of a, no, it's just barely out of the north. You might get a little tailwind on the way back. Now, of course, it could shift by the time we come back and we'll have it in our face again. Yes, we're going for a ride. We're riding 500 miles. If you want to know more, maybe it won't work today, probably won't work. It's a global cycle challenge. So trying to ride 500 miles, raise $500 to fight kids' cancer. Thanks. This is my 6th year doing it, but it's the first year I've been able to figure out working to ride. And unfortunately, I got a gimbal to do this with, which was really nice, and then I broke it yesterday. So, you know, 3 days of riding and I broke it. All right, we do got some cows on the right. I can't pan to them. This is a farm that a dog likes to come bark at me. Cows are way out in the pasture. I don't see the horses. They must be in the barn. Oh no, they're over there, farther pasture. It's a nice day out today. This is really more of an October weather for us in September. It's definitely chillier than normal, or what it should be this time of year. If a dog chases you, it's open season. Yeah, just bark though. I try not to antagonize. I don't want the owners to think I'm the cause of it or anything like that. So depends on the dog and how they approach. I sometimes will unclip my shoe and be prepared to move my foot or, you know, kick at the dog, not to harm them, but to keep them from biting my heel. You know, is my concern. Oh, now I heard a dog bark on the other side. It's a place I've never heard or seen a dog. This farm on the left here is for sale, so the people have moved, but they had a couple of big dogs, but they had a fence, so they'd come running up and they'd just be stuck inside the fence barking at me. They also used to have an egg stand there too. We had lots of those all over the place. Another farm for sale. There's quite a few of them suddenly for sale around here. I don't know how bad that sound is for you. That's just me grabbing my water bottle. Not a lot to see today. No animals. We're too late for that. We're in the middle of the morning. Most of them are all hidden away. So we got cornfields to look at. It's a slow, steady uphill climb here. I don't know, maybe a 5%, maybe 4% grade. Maybe it's a little steeper than a train track usually is. These little cracks may not look like much on the road. They feel like giant potholes on my butt. Thump, 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 thump. It's also because I pumped the tire all the way up to 100, so it's pretty rigid. Smoother ride, less pressure, but I don't like filling it up that often, so I started 100, let it get down to 75, and then fill it again. I think the front might be about 85, 90, so that'll cushion my hands a little bit. All right, we get across this road, we'll be heading downhill, we'll hit a little speed. All right, here we go. False flat there. hawk taking off from a tree. Woo! Car coming. DC4 bot won the jump game. That's cool. Just turning it around in case you ever wonder what I'm doing on this side of it. Just enjoying a little straightaway, riding no-handed there. All right, we're gonna go over to the new chip surface road. Wet paint, oh my goodness, they're gonna be painting the road today. So hopefully he doesn't catch up with us. That would be a problem for him. He won't be able to pass us. He'll be stuck following the line. Let's see some roadkill there. I'm wondering what happens if the roadkill's in the way when he's painting. Does he paint over the roadkill? Or does he move it out of the way? On the right here is asparagus field, if you're wondering what that is. So if anyone's jumping in and did not see the title and you're like, why aren't you reading the Bible? We did already. We ended a little early. We finished Deuteronomy, and the only chance I had to get a bike ride in was to start on stream. Otherwise I was gonna have like a half an hour break all the way till 8 p.m. tonight to get a bike ride in. And since I want to stream all of them, I figured I'll just stream it. I'll just go for it. I'll make it, you think, move it out of the way and then put it back once it dries. Well, I doubt he's going to get out of his vehicle. It would have to be a pre-crew that would go through and sweep all the dirt and dust and rocks. I doubt they're going to do that. I like the thought of put it back afterwards. There are crews that will go around and pick up the dead animals, but I don't know if this county that I'm in has that or not. They might just not feel it's worth it, or they may only go and pick them up if they're reported, but often the animal carcasses just get thrown off the road. That's all they do around here for the most part. Let nature have it back. I think they have made it legal now that if you do hit a deer with your car, that you can take the animal and take the meat, horns or whatever too. But I don't know if that applies to, like, if you hit a pheasant or if you hit a turkey. There are some big birds. There'd be enough meat on there even if you, you know, hit them to make it worth taking, but I don't know. I don't know what the rules are on those. Usually you don't have to stop your car if you hit a bird. They usually bounce off and you keep going. Deer, yeah, you might not be just driving away. Yeah, speaking of vultures, we saw a ride earlier this week, a fish carcass on the side of the road that had a ton of vultures that were on it. So yeah, but there's other animals that'll scavenge off it too. A lot of the ones that were killed over the winter now are just the hide and the bones left when I ride past those deer. All right, we're out of the chip road, so we made it out of his way if he's coming behind us quickly to paint. Hit a peasant. Yeah, you know, they just bounce off your car. He's like, out of my way, my friend. Make way, coming through. There's the U.S. Post Office. They used to have a team that they supported, and you could ride for postal. I'm glad I never got one of their jerseys though after all the cheating scandals came out. What's amazing is people are doing things so much faster than they did back then. And it's like, so did the tech get better? Did the training get better? Did health get better? And I know that those have, but there's still the wonder at times about cheating in cycling. By the way, if you only know the Tour de France, right now is the Vuelta a España, so that's the Tour of Spain. And I haven't watched the last 2 days, so I usually watch I used to watch all like the long recaps. I just been watching the 8-minute recaps. Oh, we got another farm stand up here to the right. I don't think I've ever been to this one. It's down a gravel road, so that eliminates my curiosity of what they have. Well, let's go to the local farmer's market anyway. Yeah, Guatemala is mostly a mountainous terrain, so seeing so much flat is pleasant. I've been to Guatemala at least twice. I love the country. I would love to visit again. It's beautiful. I also did a bunch of driving in there, which was cool. I like driving there. That was fun. We did go to La Limonada, or the region I think is called that, by the garbage dump in Guatemala City, and to the cemetery there. And I've been to several other places. If I knew Spanish better, and if I could convince my wife, it would be a place, she's been there too. It would be a place that I'd consider going and not long-term live, but short-term. Like, hey, go hang out there for like 2-3 months in a rental place and just enjoy things. Just do some sightseeing and support local ministries. We did go to a food kitchen while we were there and served, and we built a house, distributed literature. So Omega, if you have a church that needs to get like Sunday school, Bible study material, DM me. I will connect you to the organization I work with that goes there and does that. Dino Park. Oh, it's a Jurassic Park attraction. I don't remember the names of everything, so I don't know if I went to Zone 31 or not. Or I mean Zone 3. I might have. We went to several places, but it's been over a decade since I went, so you know how your memory fades over time. All right, we're turning around. Yeah, I knew what you meant, came to, yeah. I didn't confuse you with game, yeah. I can't remember the name of the place, but we did like the Brazilian style barbecue there, which was amazing. We also had this little grocery store that people would line up to get fresh tortillas. So every day we would get a stack of fresh tortillas, a couple of avocados, and whatever else we were gonna do to make our guacamole. And we did that every day. It's like, no. We get back from whatever we're working on, we're making guacamole, and then after that we'll start working on dinner. So it was, I will say this too, that was 50 pounds ago. Yeah, I don't know how long it's been. 5-6 years ago I lost 50 pounds. I don't usually say how much I lost. Why did I say that today? Anyway, somebody needed to hear that. I lost 50 pounds and I've kept it off. Now I did get a little bit lower than that and then came back up, but that's where I've stayed. So, and I can go down about 10 and I bounce back up. So that's frustrating, but the lifestyle changes to keep the weight where it is have been better. There's a seminary there in Zone 3 as well. Yeah, Cemetery Avenue. Yeah, I was definitely by the cemetery. We went into the cemetery. We did not go into the dump, but we, from the cemetery, were looking down on the dump. Stetica? Okay. Yeah, the food pantry that we, or I should say, the food distribution, I don't know what they call it there. The serving meals that we did was right next door to a church. The church had opened up that. We cooked meals and served them to moms and kids. And then there was a whole bunch of drug addicts that were lining the street outside there looking for assistance or help. And if there were leftovers at times, they might offer them at the end of the day, but their mission wasn't to help them. It was to help families get by. They weren't equipped to help those with drug problems, so. So Omega, you from there originally, or did you move there? I never know, because I like, for me to say I'm from somewhere is really weird, because I always move. The easiest way to say I'm from Michigan, and I'm actually in Michigan, so that's a novelty. Yeah, it tends to be the same issue with the drug addicts. Yeah, they're really bad. Some of them, they were telling us, from their huffing gas or other chemicals to get high, had messed up their brains a lot. So they had like neuro disorder stuff going on as well because of it. Oh, it looks like they painted the road and they're turned around. I'm not sure. It's about an hour ride is what we're doing today. So we're halfway, so I could check what we say for mileage. We've done 12 miles so far, so we're on our way back. So it'll probably be around 20 miles today. Ah, so they came through this way and did that section too. Okay, okay. So we've got a center line now. So I have a meeting at the top of the next hour. So it's 10:02. So we'll go ahead and pray for the workers for the harvest. You moved here, came to study theology, and got married to a Guatemalan. A drummer at the church you attend in the worship ministry. Dude, that's cool. Well, definitely DM me, man. I will. Like I said, if you're a church or you know people that need, Sunday school material, Bibles, we ship them all over the Caribbean and distribute it. So the only thing we do sell is Bibles that we buy. We will get used Bibles. We don't charge for those. We get some Bibles that we give away, but since Bibles are the #1 thing that gets asked for, we also have deals with publishing companies to buy Bibles. Everything's in Spanish, unless you ask for English, which a few people do. But we'll ship a whole Spanish container to Guatemala. I think we're over 50 shipping containers that have shipped around the Caribbean and Africa. Iron Bison, hey man. 20 miles is a fantastic ride. You tend to burn yourself out cycling. You'll do a metric century, yep. And then won't ride again for a year. Well, we did 40 miles on Monday. And so 10 or 12 on Tuesday, only 8 yesterday. I broke my cam mount and we're just having all kinds of tech problems and equipment problems, and then fighting sunset. So we short 8-mile ride yesterday. But we're trying to ride 500 miles this month to help fight kids' cancer. So, Global Cycling Challenge is what it's called. You can see how many miles I did before today's ride on the screen there, and whatever we're doing today will add to that. So about another 20. All right, so 10:02. Luke 10, verse 2 says, "The harvest is plentiful, but the workers are few. Ask the Lord of the harvest to send out workers into the harvest field." So the Church Digital, every day at 10:02, we invite you to join us in prayer, praying that more people will feel the call to be salt and light in dark places in the digital world. Whether that's here on Twitch, whether that's in TikTok, whether that's in other places, we invite you to join us. If you're attending a Korean Presbyterian church that does missions here, you can see with one of the pastors about that then. Yeah, talk to him. Like I said, if you DM me, I'll give you the contact info for, well, it's Resourcing Now is what it is. Resourcing Now. I don't remember if it's .com or .org. But it's Resourcing Now. And TJ is the founder of it. He's the one that does the literature distribution. I've gone with him, and we have a warehouse near Guatemala City. I know he's been out to Huehuetenango. Trying to remember other places that have been there. So, all right, let's pray. God, we are just in agreement with Jesus' call to pray for workers for the harvest. We think it's important to be salt and light in dark places so that the people walking in darkness can see a great light. So God, we just pray for you to continue to raise up more. We've got conferences hoping that you will put that in front of people that will be encouraged to know that they can be called to be digital missionaries, wherever you call them to. Just call more people, raise them up, help get the word out about those conferences so that we can equip and mobilize people to be those missionaries for. Jesus, amen. I might have a decent time, but that's my problem for, not having consistent rides this year. And then going out and doing a 40-mile ride to start a 500-mile a month. By the way, if we overshoot the 500 miles and do more, don't care. We're not going to just get to 500 and quit. It's still the goal to try to ride every day. I know there might be one day that'll be an exception. That'll be not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, as I'll be at the Ren Fair. I think I can get a ride in on Friday before I leave. And Sunday, do a stationary bike ride at the hotel. Last year, the only year I failed to make my goal of riding, and if you were around last year, you might remember I went up to my mom's house to work on re-roofing a trailer, and I fell off a ladder, and I did not break my arm, thankfully, but did not have to deal with pain. But recovery-wise and that, no, my body needs recovery. It doesn't need me pushing it. So I failed to meet the challenge of riding the miles. Oh, we do have a deer ahead. I will be quiet. And he's leaving. Oh, there's a second one. Well, oh well. Yeah, you don't know how to DM on mobile? That's okay. Yeah, if it takes a while, I'm just saying, please reach out that way. And I'll get you connected, because we don't charge anything for that. And if you know other people that can do that, we've also gone to missionary conferences when they've happened in Guatemala and brought it so that every person attending the conference study material to take home. You say you're attending a Korean church. Do they have Korean material or do they English and Spanish? So I don't know if we can get Korean, but if there's a place to give it to, I will certainly ask. Sir Derpy, I think I've heard of him. Oh, they plant Hispanic churches. I was just checking. On the offhand, there was Korean. I could check into it, but Spanish, that's awesome. Southside love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. God, we're praying for Sir Derpy. Yeah, I had an accident. I mean, I know what that's like. And the the things that run through your mind in the middle of it when you're aware of it happening, and the recovery and the getting back to life. Give him strength, recovery from pain and mobility. Give him everything he's in need of. To be salt and light, and to share love wherever he goes. Strengthen him, and may you get all the glory and praise for that as he shares what you've done for him. We pray this in Jesus' name. Okay, I'm going uphill, so I'm standing up. I can't read the screen, so if there's anything important, you'll have to tell me after I get up this hill. And this is the one we went down, so now you got to go back up. They're not like mountains of Guatemala. I think I would die riding those things. All those volcanoes, no thank you. Well, I mean, I would love to, but then again, it would kill me. Shut up, legs. Woo! And we grind to a halt. We're gonna get passed at the stop sign. Somebody lost their glove. I got this. Oh, I know. It wasn't so bad today. Now we start shifting up. Snag a drink. I have done a couple of rides where we've gone closer to the lake and we hit some sand dunes and such, but I'm learning that that's not good. If we go down in a valley, I lose signal. If I get too close to the lake, I lose signal. So it's not a great area for the live stream part of things at times, you know. But the beauty is worth it. Woo! Sorry, I scared everyone. I just had to let out a relief, like, yeah, we're downhill now, slight. We're on our way home now. Oh yeah. I can never figure out how to do that. It is unnatural to this old man to do the heart. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Appreciate you. Love you. Hope you're enjoying it. I hear mourning doves out in the field. Are those Great Plains? No, I'm in Michigan. They're not the Great Plains. We've got forest and we've got farms. We've got lots of that. Plus we got the Motor City. So we've got industrial, we've got farming, we've got logging. Although logging's not what it used to be. There's still logging that goes on. I don't think we do any more paper mills. I think those have all moved out of state. We do have the corn and the soybeans here though. Yeah, it still looks pretty great. Oh, I agree. I think it looks pretty great. And that is a very pink car. In 3, oh no, it's more red. 2, 1. It looked pink from the front. And look at that. Right across, like they knew they needed to get out of my way. Well, there's a farm for sale, 2 of them right here next to each other. If you want to move, you could be a farmer, eh? Grow some of the greenage. It's like printing money almost. Have a few cows, have a few chicks. Grow your own food. That wind has got to be about 20 miles an hour. Getting gusts around 20, I'd say. I don't know if there are any free stops for water, like water bottles, but they're on the bike path. If you go there, there are bike stations where you can fill your water bottle and you can do tire repair. So one gentleman I used to ride with, they're working on making a water station for him in honor of him. He passed away this year. So they will be putting a watering station across the river from me, because that's where we rode, was over there. So we're gonna be doing that. A Boy Scout put together a tire changing repair station. So the watering station is gonna go right next to it. And then if I go further north, I know of 2 or 3 watering stations on the bike trail. But when you're not on the bike trail, it's really hard to say, here's where cyclists go, so we'll put a station here for water. Hey, Samarillo! Boy, I don't remember what I heard earlier last year. What we have a problem with right now in our state is investment bankers from Detroit. Whenever a farm goes up for sale, they will buy the land unseen, drive up the price, pay cash for it, and try to hold on to it and make money on the land. So unless somebody is wanting to make sure they sell to a local farmer, the prices get out of hand, and I don't know what those prices are. I remember hearing per acre, but I would be totally wrong, I'm sure. How are you doing, Samarella? Did you get fully moved yet? Or hasn't that happened? And tell Lena we miss her. You're overwhelmed and scared? Yeah. Totally understandable. Pray for you regularly, Sam. Praying God's comfort and peace. Bamboo maize or putting corn. Well, there is a bike path. So I could ride the bike path, and that's what a lot of people choose to do. But the people who are not out there to cycle do not pay attention to their surroundings, and they do not get out of the way of cyclists who are riding through very easily. And it just gets annoying to me to deal with them. Plus, it's usually surrounded by trees on both sides and there's nothing to see. So I like riding the farmlands. You have a puppy farm? There you go. Now, we're back in the other county where I live, and so the statewide, there is a law that I have the right to the lane that I am in. And I can take the lane, the full lane, but if it's heavy traffic, I need to ride on the right so that people can get around me. I do not ride on the other side of the white line because then people will not give me the 3 feet distance. They just drive and don't pay attention. Oh, you're on the other side of the line. That is not a bike path, it is a shoulder. It's usually covered with rocks and sticks and problems that are going to cause me an accident, so I don't ride over there. But in my county, most of the cities have passed a law that says you have to stay 5 feet away from a bicyclist. However, I almost always hear of a death or two every year in my county with somebody hitting a bicycle and not paying attention. So, for what that's worth. Yeah, bike lanes, but drivers are patient. Yeah. And really the only effective bicycle lanes are the ones that are separated by a barrier from the road. So if there's a curb in between you and the bicycle lane, that'll be the case. The city, because I know some stuff, is going to start a process of thinking through what roads do they need to change to reduce traffic on and make it more beneficial for people to ride their bicycles in the city. So they're going to start changing some roads to one-ways, and then after they do that, they'll come back through and put some bike lanes throughout the city. But the city is small, so that won't amount to much. The stalker of mine got arrested for attempting to break into someone else's place and trying to do the same as he did to me. And turns out one of the parents of the girls happens to be a cop. There we go. Yeah, it's good that this happened, but you're scared because if something good happens, then something equally bad happens to you. Yeah, I can understand that feeling. You can see the, well, let me turn this around. All right, we're reaching the end here, my friends. One of these days I'll go past the speed limit sign or speed sign that tells me how fast I'm going, but not doing that right now. There's another one, we'll try that on. Woohoo! Ah, my light did not stay on. Why did it not stay on? We're gonna bring that in and charge that. We now need to disconnect. All right, everybody. So, that was a good timing that I was hoping for. We got a ride in. I'll go raid us out and we'll be able to see how long that ride was. Oh, you know what? Let me do that right now while I'm in the dark. Distance was 13 miles and we took an hour, so we were averaging 13 miles an hour. Good deal. That feels good. That's a maintainable for me, but it will get better by the end of the month. I'm very happy the thing with the stalker happened. I'm hopeful that that will take care of it, and praying that nothing else happens to you. All right, let's find somebody to raid. All right. Ooh, beach life, beach adventures. That looks pretty good. We're not going there though. Oh, sometimes I just, you know what? I don't think I've raided Pastor Dustin in a while. Let's go raid Pastor Dustin. Let's go show him some love. All right, let me send you off with a blessing. May God seeking comfort find you. May his loving arms bind you. May his might protect you. May his wisdom direct you. May the joyous love of Jesus Christ be with you and all those you know, both now and forevermore. Amen. Okay, so let me show you real quick what the status is of how many miles we've gone. Ba-dum-bum, ba-dum-bum. This is of how many
There
miles
you go.
we've gone.
74 miles is what we've gone. 74 miles. Actually, you know what I could have done? I could have kept it over here. Anyway,
There you go.
74 miles. So
74
thank you, thank you,
miles is what
thank
we've
you.
gone.
Have a blessed day, everybody.
Flat cap on his head, he's streaming live.
Oh, you're welcome, Papstio.
Reading from the book, the word's so alive. A prayer in his heart that lifts the soul. In the digital world where spirits roll. Hallelujah, from the screen we scream. Join the pastor in the holy dream, spreading love with every verse he reads, planting hope like precious seeds. He's a shepherd with a virtual flock, leading us to faith around the clock. Tapping amen as we raise our hands in this sacred digital land. Don't need a pew to find the light. Through a screen he's shining bright, preaching peace and guiding us right. In our hearts his fire ignites.